Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to yet another game of golf with your friends, starring the usual players, Joe, Donald, Ben, and myself.
This time we're playing the ancient map, which is around the time Joe was born.
And let's hope Ben doesn't have an absolute failure like he did last time, since we all remember that was really funny for people that weren't him.
Okay, yeah, I get it. I kind of fell apart at the last hole of the volcano map. But not this time. I'm going to stay cool and collected for the entirety of the course.
All right. Despite the comedy it brought us, I won't harp on you too badly for it. It happens to the best of us, though not often me.
Hey, Barack, it's hole one and you're all right falling behind.
No, I am not all right falling behind. I'll catch back up. Besides, it's the first hole. There's still so much time for things to change. This will not be a reoccurring problem.
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to make it in on the first try, unlike you.
Guys, we're not even a minute in, and you're already so engaged on Barack's shot. He can do better on the later holes, even if he falls a little behind here.
Thank you, Ben. I'm glad somebody believes in me, unlike Donald, who thinks I miss once, and all of a sudden, I'm out of the game.
Don't worry, Barack. I know you can do it.
Hold up, Joe. Didn't you get called not competent to stand trial by your own DOJ? How are we supposed to trust your golfing encouragement?
No, I think they just misspoke. I was very competent to stand trial. I just didn't want to get up that morning to actually do it, so I needed them to give a reason why I couldn't make it that day. So they just gave the wrong idea.
Joe, half the time during my presidency, I didn't see you for days on end since you slept 48 hours straight a lot of the time. I think we declared you having a heartbeat of like 9 per minute. At one point, you were that asleep. I don't even know how that's possible.
Oh, yeah, that was some of the best sleep I had ever gotten. I was up and ready to go by 4 p.m. that day, and I stayed awake until 8 as well.
If there's one thing Joe does better than anyone else is lower your expectations to what you think is rock bottom, and then somehow goes even lower than that.
Okay, that's enough making fun of Joe for now. I know I was a part of it, but we can actually talk about the game. That's what we're here for.
I don't see why we can't do both.
Well, then you can't acknowledge my skills if you're so focused on Joe. That's why.
Oh, you mean those skills that fall apart at the last hole? Even I could never forget a failure like that.
Wow, I didn't know Joe was capable of making a roast like that. Who knew?
That was so good it even took away from that shot you completely failed at.
Okay, yes. Point taken. I know the volcano map had me slightly lose it at the end, but don't act like that's something that happens often. Plus, you two are falling behind already, while Donald and I are ahead at the leaderboard.
It's the second hole, and there's over half an hour of golfing from the looks of it, so it's not like we don't have time to recover.
Historically, I've been the winner of these golf games more than anyone, so you better believe I'm coming back by the end of this.
Nah, this time it's the Donald's chance to stay ahead just like he's doing right now.
Referring to yourself in the third person is not going to make you any more likely at winning.
Maybe not, but after Joe eventually finishes this hole, I can show you what I'm made of.
Looks like he's finally making it in. Maybe that's why this video is so much longer than other golf ones we've had recently.
Hey, it's not like you're much further up than where I'm at. You better not get too full of yourself.
Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to hit the ball up this ramp or something?
Not a bad idea, but I think you went too far horizontally and need to make it a more vertical effort, which can be accomplished by angling the ball to the triangle straight ahead of the starting point to make a straight shot up to where the balls are coming down from.
Nah, it's Bidening time.
And how did that go for you? How was that Bidening time of yours? Was it a successful attempt you just did?
Okay, maybe not, but I still got this.
If there's one person who has got this, it's me. I guess it's just easier when you watch all the people that go first fail.
Let me show you how it's done, then I got this.
Yeah, you really got this, Barack, but I think you're supposed to go up the ramp, not down it.
Not like you did any better the first time. Don't make fun of me for failing when you do it too.
But I didn't fail this time. I'm right back up where I should be.
Maybe it will get more interesting when the Democrats stop lashing out at the successful Republicans and start making progress on this hole.
Joe actually made it up. I thought it would take him a good 7 or 8 more tries at a minimum.
I knew I would make it up, but more importantly, Ben, have you considered doing a better shot than that? You barely made progress at all.
I didn't have a good angle, plus it sets me up to get it in next time.
Yes, I finally got it. Didn't even take me that long after all.
Longer than it should have, but I suppose you could have done worse. Now watch as the Donald makes it in first, as that's what he does best.
Don't act like I won't be making it in, just like you will. I got this. It is my time to shine as the real winner of this game. No competition. Oh yeah, for real.
Okay, I don't know what any of that means, but good that you've made it in. We're almost done with this hole finally.
And like I mentioned earlier, I will be getting in with no issues since I am correct in my assumptions of winning like normal.
I don't think any of us are going to get that much further ahead on this hole, as we didn't really do that much better than each other by the end of it.
Well, maybe not, but Barack is failing as usual, so he's definitely falling
Shut up
behind
right
by
now.
quite a bit.
Nah, just give me a second. I'm making it in now.
It actually looks like you're going to use one more shot as you didn't get it in like you planned.
Okay, I'll admit that did not go as I intended, so really I just fell behind while everyone else stayed the same. That's not reassuring.
Don't worry, there's always the next hole. You got this.
You're right, I can do it. Watch this. Yes, I got it up. Wait, hold on. No falling down is not what I wanted at all.
I'm really losing my confidence in you right now, I'll admit.
Thanks, that really makes me feel a lot better.
Oh, good. I was hoping it would.
We're going to skip ahead a moment, and Barack, to be fair, you falling down that hill didn't really change much as everyone made it around the same area.
Okay, good, that's not so bad. I don't think I'll make it over to whatever the next part is with that swinging log, but I'll at least make incremental progress.
I would probably agree if I knew what the word incremental meant.
It means a small amount, unlike you falling down that hill just now, which is a much larger amount of failure, which we have come to expect.
Somehow that feels like a lesson and also an attack on my progress on this hole that wasn't very good.
As always, if you just follow my progress, then you'll at least make it in second place.
What do you mean, as always, Joe has won more games of golf than we have, so it would actually be the other way around?
Oh yeah, and I see you are following his progress of falling down that hill too, and how is that working out for you?
Not well, but I wasn't trying to copy him. I just happened to make the same mistake as he did.
Guys, I think the key to this map is just making sure you make small progress, and you'll make it through without falling down like most of us already have.
Huh, maybe you're right. I guess I won't try anything special this time and see where it gets me.
See, it wasn't a lot, but it definitely went better. I think you'll get it in 2 more shots at this rate.
Yeah, I have to admit that sounds like it will have to work. I don't want to risk getting hit on one of those logs since that would ruin my progress.
I'm glad we can finally come together as a group and not argue so much or be overly competitive in such a way that makes it a less enjoyable experience for all of us.
I do wonder if we'll be able to keep that up for over half an hour, as I feel like Donald would get sick of all of us by that time.
Not exactly I can handle Ben. Being here for around a half hour, it's just you and Barack that would do it, but even then I don't really listen to you by default, so it works out for the most part.
That does not sound good for us, but okay, I guess that works in its own weird way.
Oh man, I almost made it in. I was so close to the hole.
Don't worry, the rest of us still need to make it over, so you've got some time.
Wow, that did not sound enthusiastic at all. Is something going on?
Nah, just thinking about losing the $6 billion deal and also Daily Wire Plus at the previous golf match, sometimes it is hard knowing I made such a great deal and then lost it, though it's not relevant to this hole, so it's all right.
That makes absolutely no sense out of context, but yeah, I can see how that would get to you every once in a while.
It's all right. Everyone, don't worry about me winning. This match is going to make me feel way better, so I will be all right.
But that's only if you can win, and it doesn't turn out it's bidening time like it always is.
Hold up, Joe. Don't get too confident. You know how that affected others and made them lose previously? You don't want that happening to you?
Nah, I can do it. Don't worry about me. I got this.
You say that as you are in last place. I don't know how you have that kind of confidence.
It seems we're in a different area that looks more like that oasis map from a while ago. I'm not sure what to do here except for go down this path of water.
It looks like you can jump in the water, and if you time it right, then you can go to different places on the path.
I suppose I could, but right now I'm just playing it safe so I don't fall into the sand and make no progress.
You're in second place, so I can see why you would want to keep it that way. That makes sense.
Even though I'm behind, I don't want to risk anything, so I'm just going to do the same thing and not fall further behind.
Well, my score isn't so great, so I think I'm going to try and take another path so I have a better angle sooner.
Are you sure about that? I don't think that's a great idea.
Neither is an 81-year-old running for president while he plays golf with your friends, but yet here you are.
Let's see if this actually makes a difference.
Oh yeah, it's making a difference. All right, Barack shows he can't get the shortcut and is falling behind.
Not like you can do better, you Oompa Loompa. I want to see you try.
Fine, I'll do it right now, no problem. Wait, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to make it in the water, not out of it.
Wow, it looks like Joe and I, of all people, are the ones coming back this time. Who would have known?
Well, I kind of figured I would have, but yeah, I suppose, Ben, you are good enough to make it back sometime, so we'll see if you can keep up to me.
What do you mean keep up with you? I'm higher on the scoreboard and you're in last, or at least you were. Donald and Barack might be taking that spot soon.
Shut up, Ben. No, I am not falling behind. I'm making it in next shot. No problem.
Whoa, that was pretty weird.
No, I think what's weird is having them actually make the shortcut after all. Not that it matters so much because we're already ahead, but still.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. Even if they both make the shortcut, we're still ahead by a good amount, so I think they will be in the last place by the end of this hole.
Barack probably will be in last, but I will definitely not, as I am simply the better player between the two of us, and most likely 4 of us as well.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Meanwhile, I'll be setting up my next shot to make it into the hole soon while you're struggling through to make it not last place.
I'm sorry, Ben. I can't let
Wait,
you
what?
do that. I have to be the winner here.
You deserve to fall in for that sabotage. I thought we were going to make it through the entire video without that happening, but I guess I thought too much of you.
Calm down, Ben. It's only one shot. I'm sure you can still make it back to where you were.
Easy for you to say you're trying everything you can to not be in last. Meanwhile, I actually have something to lose, so it's more concerning to me.
Let me show you how the Donald makes it through. Guys, I think I'm stuck now if I can't make it out.
Are you sure there's no other way?
No, I just keep bouncing, but not going any direction in particular, so I'm just unable to move.
I think you'll just have to manually quit the hole and take the loss since you're in this position.
This game is so rigged, it knew I was in the lead, so it just had to put me in a loop of making no progress, and I couldn't even reset the ball, so now I just get so many points added on that I suspect the Democrats somehow cheated in this game by forcing me in a position to lose.
What happened to you was unfortunate and also really good for everyone else, but no, we didn't rig the game at all.
I guess we'll see later in the game if all those added points would have caused you to lose or not, but for now we just have to focus on us not doing that same thing.
As long as Joe doesn't hit my ball away again, I should be able to accomplish that quite easily.
That shot certainly isn't doing you any favors. You're going to have to do another just to get near that ramp again.
This is just another easy shot for Joe. Sorry I knocked you away, Ben, but it had to happen for me to win.
Debatable if it had to happen, but what matters is that it did happen, and we'll be finishing up soon, I hope.
Luckily for me, I am the best at debating, so let me just say that it is impossible to realistically claim that Joe needed to hit my ball away to get to the ramp, as there was enough room there for all of us if we were over, except for Donald since he got stuck in a loop because he's a loser anyway.
Fake
I
news.
unquestionably was going to make it in the next shot, but that's when Joe maliciously got my ball in a worse angle purely for his own satisfaction and not out of necessity.
I don't know what that means. I just hit the ball, so I would stay in the lead.
And it didn't even work since I'm ahead, granted not by a lot, but enough to where your attempt at sabotage failed.
Actually, the sabotage itself was successful. It was merely the effect of the sabotage that wasn't successful. But even then, if Joe's idea of sabotage was to delay your shot from going in, then it did work. Though if his goal was to come out ahead of you, then it would not be considered successful, though. Since we don't know his exact intentions, we cannot be sure.
I'm not following along. Did I miss something here?
It sounds like Ben and Barack are figuring out if the sabotage was successful, but I'm not sure.
It definitely was not successful at keeping me down, so you better believe I'm staying ahead, unlike you all, especially Joe.
Well, so far this hole has mainly just been going forward, and everyone except Joe has made it without any real issue.
Donald, I'm sorry,
Wait,
but this
what?
has to happen. I'm knocking you away since I'm not able to go any further ahead unless I get you out of my way.
Oh, so Joe can't sabotage you, but you can just knock my ball a mile away and not even make progress, and it's fine. Is that what you're doing now?
Actually, that seemed to have knocked my ball forward without meaning to, so even though it wasn't on purpose, thank you for that.
It sounds like a lot is going on. I need to catch up to watch all of this.
Basically, I knocked Donald away, then he came back and knocked himself and Barack forward, so it kind of worked out well, even though none of it was planned.
The lesson here is we should be sabotaging more because it tends to help more than it hurts, especially when it happens to Ben.
No, the actual lesson is to hit Donald's bowl any chance possible since it will be way funnier than if it happened to me.
I'm glad I made it in since I don't want to deal with any of your sabotaging at this point, so you three can just fight it out from here.
I have no need to fight as I've gotten it in just fine, which was what I intended from the start. Now, hopefully the other two can do it sooner than later.
Well, I would have gotten it in sooner if a certain somebody didn't knock my ball away a minute ago, but I suppose it's not worth complaining about.
Yeah, we're almost done with this hole, and then we can move on with hopefully a lot less failure and hitting balls.
Somehow I get the feeling it's not going to go that smoothly, but we'll find out soon enough then.
Hey guys, I know what could help us focus on the game more. Me telling one of my stories that I know you all like so much.
I don't think any of us have said that we like the stories, no.
Okay, here it goes. There I was in the land of Westeros. It's a great place with a lot of really good and intelligent characters. So basically there are these kingdoms all trying to sit on this chair made of swords or something and also rule over everybody. I was just a little kid, but I remember it so vividly. I was climbing up this tower and these two people were doing something. I think they were brother and sister, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the guy pushed me out of the tower and then I couldn't use my legs, but I had this big guy named Hold the Door carrying me around, so it was fine. There were other parts of the world with their own things going on, not related to what I was doing, such as this fireproof lady getting married and giving birth to dragons. That was pretty weird. Also, what made headlines soon after my falling out of the tower is there was some Ned guy who got his head chopped off by a king who was just an annoying kid that really made people upset.
This is barely even a story. It's just rambling about things that aren't even related.
I suppose there were some other important things like this John, who knows nothing, being a part of this wall project. I think he was a guard and he was the son of Ned. Plus there was his sister who wanted to kill a whole bunch of people, but I don't really know why. There may have been some other things, but that was all I know of, the end.
Structurally, that was the worst story you've ever told. There was no distinct beginning, middle, or end. It was entirely devoid of any real lesson or development. And like all the other stories you tell, that is an already existing story, specifically A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, that was adapted into a television series which was told way better than how you just did it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Joe on board for the last couple seasons because the writing there was almost as bad as Joe's telling of the story.
I'm sure one day I'll prove these things really happened to me.
And just like that, Joe's incomprehensible story lasted an entire whole. I'm glad nothing interesting happened there. Otherwise, I would have interrupted way sooner.
All right, yeah, let's get back into this now.
You say, as the first shot goes out of bounds, this is a great sign of things to come.
Honestly, I can't blame him too much. It's not obvious where the out of bounds parts are. And even then, there's like 4 different paths at the start to take. So there is a lot of variety.
It looks like your shot made good progress, but I'm about to get even more right now.
Oh, wow, that actually does look pretty good after all. You'll probably be in after 1 or 2 more shots.
Yeah, that's great, but watch my skillful shot.
Well, that was a shot. I wouldn't say it was very skillful, though, considering you made no progress.
And now I'm finally making progress, which is nice, slow, and steady, is how I'm getting it this time.
Yeah, same for me. I didn't have a good angle to work with that time.
But you all watched the Golf Master show you success. Since my first shot was just so much better, it made it easy for me.
Okay, I'll admit you are definitely getting ahead of us this time. Maybe not Barack as much since he's pretty close, but at least you'll get ahead of Joe and myself by a little bit.
Now I'll only need a few more shots. Don't get too confident, Donald. I'm coming back to first in no time.
Last we saw the scoreboard, after Joe's story, Donald, you were still in last by 8 points. So even though you're having a good time on this hole, it still probably won't get you that much further ahead.
As long as I keep making it in like I'm doing right now, I'll be catching up, and by the end, I'll be on top for sure.
Maybe if you keep it up at this pace, but you'll have to do that a lot since we don't have that many holes left.
But remember, Donald, not only are you 8 points behind Barack is in first, and chances are his next shot will make it in, meaning you're only advancing him by 1, which isn't that much.
Okay, I get it. I had one good hole, and then everyone brings out their mathematics degrees to calculate how little it actually meant in the grand scheme of things.
Sorry we didn't mean it that way, but in all honesty, you did have the best hole out of all of us. And if it weren't for that bouncing problem, you might even be first by now.
Either way, I think I should still be in the lead by the end of this, if I did my math right.
You are correct, though. I'm tied with you, so it's going to be some stiff competition, and you'll have to work to stay ahead.
Hey guys, do any of you know how this map is supposed to work?
I think you're supposed to go forward like you just did, and then ride those wind vent things to the top where the hole should be. I think we saw these before at the end of the desert course, if I remember correctly. So we would have to time when we get there for the boost to launch the balls up.
I think Donald had a better angle, so it'll likely be him riding the vents before anyone else, so we'll see if he can make it.
Yet another example of me getting more progress, which will only continue with each hole. You better get ready for me.
Hey, I'm about to make it over too. My angle could be better, but I'm right behind you still.
All right, guys, watch this. It's Bidening time.
So how did that Bidening time of yours go exactly? Kind of like it did before where it didn't work at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoa, I got a lot of height there. Admittedly, I would have liked to make it further, but I can't complain on what I did accomplish there.
Yeah, it looks like they bring you up really high, but I didn't have a good angle, so I didn't really do much that time.
I think if you went faster, that could lead to more progress. But if you hit a wall by going too quickly, then you just go back and ruin it. So we have to consider that too.
I'm going to do it now. It's Bidening time.
So Joe, are you just saying it's Bidening time for whenever you miss a shot now? That seems like what's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now I messed up the timing, so it's not going well for me either right now.
I'll admit these are difficult to work with, especially as you don't know how far you'll go, even if you get boosted up. So this is kind of trial and error at this point, but I think we're doing fine except for Joe.
Don't worry, Joe, if you keep your ego in check and don't think that your Bidening time will save you, then there might be a recovery in order.
Ben, I think you understand the wind better than we do. That looks like a great shot.
Thanks, Donald. Let's see what Joe can do this time, assuming he doesn't fail 3 times in a row.
I'm being more careful this time. I've got this.
I wouldn't say it's more careful, but it was better than before, so that's great.
I thought the day would never come where Joe was making progress on this hole, but here we are.
I do want to mention, Donald, that was a great shot. It certainly made up for the one you did before, and you're only 1 shot away now.
I think the timing is the main thing that we needed to work on that, and Joe's general direction skills. But we're finally making it up now that we know more of what to do.
I guess you'll all make it in with me, so I won't be advancing any points on anyone except for Joe.
Kind of a weird way to say my name, but yes, you're right, unless I get really lucky.
With a shot like that, I'm going to assume, no, you will not be getting lucky now. Watch as everyone else makes it in while you struggle in less.
Oh, I can't wait for this. It's going to be so much fun to watch him try and make it up.
Don't doubt me now. I just have to assess my area and come up with a plan. See, I'm making it up after all. Just watch. All right, guys, one more should do it. Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, I can still think of a way out of this as soon as I touch the ground. See, everyone, I'm making it up, no trouble at all. Oh, no, not again. I was so close to the top. If the ball could land sometime today, that would be really nice. All right, once more, it's bidening time. Oh, man, it didn't work.
That worked perfectly except for that part that didn't, which was all of it.
Joe, that might be the worst thing we've seen in any of our golf matches up to this point, and that includes all of your stories.
On the bright side, Donald isn't last for the first time in this game for probably the whole time we've been playing today.
Yeah, I have no defense for that last hole. I think I'm out of it now, unless everyone else somehow falls apart like that, but I doubt it.
Probably not, but more importantly, this is a really weird design for a map. Is there a preferable way we should be going besides these ribs or whatever they are? They don't give a good angle to go forward.
Well, somehow Joe actually got a good shot, which is surprising based on his terrible previous hole. But no, I don't think there's a better way, unless there's some secret path I'm not seeing.
It also looks like you can fall down pretty easily, so I think you're in a better position than Barack and I, at least.
I don't think my angle is good, but I think I'm actually making it work despite that, which is good to know.
Maybe that weird skeleton path isn't so bad, despite it not looking like most of the other maps so far.
Donald, I know you had a good shot, but if I have even the smallest chance of winning, I have to get you out of here.
It looks like you're back to your own sabotaging ways. Are you teaming up with Ben to make sure I don't win? Is that what's happening? He at least had the excuse that I was in his way, but you had to turn around to get rid of me. This game is so rigged against me.
Calm down, Donald. They're not conspiring against you. It's just that Joe thinks he has a chance of winning, which isn't true, but he needs you out of the way to fulfill that.
And now, thanks to him, I'm at a bad angle again and can't make it to where I was, so that's great.
Hold up, Joe. Are you trying to sabotage me now? What did I do to you?
I need everyone out of the way for me to get to first. Ben is falling apart by himself since his angle is really bad, but I can't have you or Donald get ahead of me.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going forward. I don't want to give anybody any chances of sabotaging me further than they already have, so I'm headed straight for the hole now.
I wish I could say the same, but I have nothing to work with from where I'm at. So I just have to hope the game lets me get back to where I was before Joe decided to sabotage me.
I think he just likes sabotaging people. Even if he didn't spectacularly fail in the last hole, he still wouldn't be in contention for first place. So it seems more like he wants to bring us down to his level.
You better be careful on what you say or I'll sabotage you too. Believe me, I'll do it with no hesitation.
Okay, I'm just 1 or 2 more shots from the hole. Then I won't have to worry about the madness that's happening nearby.
Good job, Barack. You got it in. I would be making it in too if Joe wasn't an absolute failure in life.
Fake
He needs
news,
to knock
two-time
people's
impeached
balls
loser.
out of the way to feel something since he spends most of his time asleep or eating ice cream.
Well, I've never seen Joe like this. I've seen Donald like this quite often, but it seems that when Joe isn't winning in the golf matches, he starts acting way differently.
If only the last hole went better, then I would be at the top of the leaderboard, but somehow it all fell apart. And now all I have left is making sure everyone knows that I won't stop until I bring them down with me.
Well, it certainly worked on me since I still can't make it over, but I won't stop trying.
Joe, what has gotten into you? You've lost golf matches before, but now you're reacting way differently. Did you not take your morning medication?
What morning medication? I don't remember needing to take any morning medication. All I remember needing to do is make sure everyone knows that Joe Biden means business when he is down on the leaderboard, and that everyone knows not to mess with me.
Okay, something is definitely wrong with Joe, and I'm not sure if he's going to be cognitive enough to be the president while he is acting this way.
You may be right, but honestly, I think what matters most is that you are nearly out of time and you still haven't gotten out of where you were earlier.
It looks like Joe's sabotage attempt worked on me. Just be sure next time to stay as far as you can from him. Otherwise, it will happen to you too.
Don't worry, guys. I think Joe will be calming down soon. I made sure to put his morning medication into his ice cream so he would take it without knowing. It should be working right about now.
Whoa, guys, what happened, Donald? How did you get a 14 on that hole? That seems pretty weird.
You sabotaged me, that's what happened.
The medication typically works when Joe gets agitated, and this time it didn't kick in before he messed up Donald, so this could have all been avoided. But it just leaves myself and Ben to win now, so it kind of worked out for us.
I suppose so, but now we're all just missing on this hole, so now it's the game itself messing with us instead of Joe.
I do think it is kind of funny how Donald was last for pretty much the entire game except the last hole, and now he's back there again.
Oh yeah, it's really funny. Not so much for me though, since I've gotten a 14 twice in the same area, both of which were because of outside causes and not my own skill.
At least you made it over to this curved part of the wall easily enough. Most of us haven't done that yet since it's easy to get out of bounds.
Yeah, I think slow and steady needs to be the solution for this hole, or at least the first part of it.
Okay, Joe, what possible reason could you have had to sabotage me yet again, even though I was not in your way in any shape or form, and considering I'm already in last place?
There's no real strategy. I just thought it would be funny at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time here. It's nice to know I'm out of bounds most of the game because I keep getting knocked in there and not because I lack in skill.
Don't worry, Barack and I are the only competitors with a chance of winning, so it's not like the stakes are high for you.
Joe, I swear for the next election, instead of a debate, I'm just going to box you instead to show I'm the better candidate.
I'm sorry you were in my way and I had to get you out of there.
How is it that we are all stuck on the very first part of this map and nobody can make any progress?
I would probably be done with the hole by now. But I keep getting knocked into the abyss because it's funnier to see me lose than for us to actually do anything else.
Oh, hey, I'm actually getting through now. I should have done that a lot earlier.
Well, now that Joe isn't here to hit our balls away, mostly Donald's, then I think we can actually finish up this game sometime today.
If I keep missing like I'm doing now, I don't know how likely that is. One of us might run out of time too, which would be very unfortunate.
I'm up now. I really hope I can make it through one shot without someone hitting my ball away. I don't know why I bother at this point.
Ben, I don't know if that was a good idea. I'm nearly last anyway, but if you're trying to race to the finish with Barack, then sabotaging Donald will only keep you behind, and it's pretty risky for no real benefit.
You might actually be right on that, but then again, Barack hasn't done much on this hole, so it's not like he's really ahead of me.
I'm not taking any chances. Ben, you need to get out of here. I'm not having another sabotage from you.
I do deserve that to a degree, so I won't hold that one against you.
And the game just set him right back there, so it didn't even really inconvenience him at all.
See, everyone, I'm actually going past the first turn of the course, unlike everyone except Joe, but he's nearly in last, so he's not catching up anyways.
If anything, I'm just showing you all what to expect. There are other paths to get over here, but I think the one I took worked well.
That's nice and all, but half of us still can't make it over, so it doesn't serve much of a point, especially if Ben gets ahead of me since he's the only person I was worried about.
Yeah, I'm not sure he knows where he's going, but he's ahead of you, so you better focus up if you want any chance of winning.
All right, guys, I'll finish up and let you all take it from here. Or that could happen, not like it's making much of a difference at this point.
I need a better angle, so I'm taking it slowly, which isn't preferable, but I have no other choice now.
I'm not even sure what to say at this point. I've been out of it since that bouncing glitch. So even though I tried to catch up, it's not happening now. I wish the best of luck to whomever will win, which is probably Ben or Barack.
Thank you, Donald. I'm glad you're finally accepting the results when you're behind, which is very unlike you, but still, it means a lot. I'll be in the hole in a couple more attempts at this rate. Then there's only one left before we're done.
Yeah, I think I'm out too. There's just no way I can keep up. Even if you do somehow both run out of time, I just don't have the numbers to catch up. I'm excited to see who is the winner by the end of this.
Thanks, Joe. In just a few minutes, we will know who that is. It doesn't seem like the last hole will take all that long, considering there's only a few minutes left to go now.
Hey, Ben, I don't think you're going to win if you keep making shots like that where you go out of bounds.
Thanks, fourth place, Donald. I really appreciate your input. I didn't mean to go out of bounds. It just happened like that.
Looks like Barack might time out if he doesn't move quickly on his next turn.
Unlike me, who is making it into...
Oh yeah, when are you making it in? Because it doesn't look like you're doing it right now.
I'll be in soon. Just don't rush me, and it will happen very quickly.
Hey, Barack, I'm almost in. You better not time out, or you will have no chance at getting ahead of me.
Don't you worry about me. I'll just need to quick shots and I'll be in before the timer hits 0.
That one was fine, but you only have a few seconds to plan for the next one. So you better be really quick, or it's over for you.
And not that this really changes anything, but I'm finally getting in now, so you two can compete all to yourselves.
I think I got it slightly too hard, but not enough to change anything since I'm making it in.
All right, guys, it's Bidening time.
Hey, you stole my catchphrase.
Not like you were doing anything successful with it.
I think cumulatively that was our worst hole as a group, but even though I'm one behind, I may still win on the last hole.
How is it that Joe got 4 over par and still did the best out of all of us there?
Not really sure, but I think we need to focus on the last hole here. It seems like a pretty straight path, not like there's much else to do unless it's well hidden.
We're skipping ahead a bit here since everyone made it.
All right, everyone, this is revenge for all those sabotages earlier. You better be happy. I didn't do worse to you all.
Honestly, I just moved slightly forward and I still have a decent angle, so I'm all right.
I don't think my ball was affected at all, so I'm fine.
I'm not exactly sure what happened to mine, but I think you actually got my ball ahead, so I have less distance to make now.
Oh, okay, so I get messed with the whole game, and when I finally get back at everyone, it either has no noticeable downside or it actually benefits them.
Yeah, pretty much, but even with Ben making it ahead, if I just don't mess anything up, then I think I'll still be in the lead.
I'm just trying to get to the end to see the final score, where I'm 20 over par for the whole game.
And I'm finishing up now so I can write out my subscription for Popsicle Monthly to be delivered at the White House.
Well, Joe's done, so it's time to find out the real winner of the game is less than a minute. Oh, that was not what I meant.
This is my opening to at least tie for first. That was not what I wanted to have happened.
I just want to be done. I'm not going to bother sabotaging either of you any further, so you two can finish up yourselves.
Regardless of what happens, this was a great game despite some major setbacks on a few holes.
And with that, there is no comeback from Ben possible, as I was ahead to start the hole, and I made it in before him.
Oh man, you're right. But yes, that was a good and close game. Even if it was just 2 of us by the end of it that had a chance, I look forward to the next game.
We hope everyone enjoyed.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And peace out, people.